Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us on this Wednesday morning for North Dakota Today. I'm Lisa Vidot here with Chris Berg. Did Peyton Manning inspire you yesterday?
He was fantastic. I mean, as funny as I thought he was going to be, his comic delivery is just impeccable. He had great stories when he played, at Tennessee. Obviously, when he went to play for the Colts, he went to the Broncos. Talked, about his dad and his brother. It was just a really... So thank you to the Fargo-Moorhead West Fargo Chamber. It was their 10-year anniversary of their Voices of Vision. They've had some great guests, but really nice to see a Super Bowl champ from the Broncos coming to town, share his story. It was great because he kind of started off going, hey, I hope you noticed my tie, because it was bison green. So he's like, I got my bison green. Yeah, I want to give a shout out.
Because it was at the Shack up on campus, right?
So, okay. So he gave a shout out to the Bison. At one point, he was asked a question about Carson Wentz, gave Carson Wentz a bunch of props. So he was great. And he's really good at self-deprecation. So he was very humble from that standpoint where he would, the dude won 2 Super Bowls, he's a Hall of Famer, all that kind of stuff. And
he didn't get the arrogance that you could see.
He made fun of himself. He's like, I came in my rookie year. There's one record I made that I wish I didn't make. I threw the most interceptions in a season. Everyone kind of laughs.
Record's a record.
And then he goes on. He's like, when you throw 3 the first game, 4 the next game, you kind of get things rolling. It makes it pretty easy for a guy. So he had fun there. And then he talked about when he went to the Broncos from the Colts. I mean, he obviously has already had a great career. Be it he said, hey, I needed to come in and prove myself to these guys. And he told a story about one time they were in film session and the coaches were all over him because he threw into double coverage. And a guy apparently from behind goes, number 18 screwed up that play from his, nationwide insurance things. And so it was just, he was fantastic.
My sister went to the event and she said she really so what he gave a half hour. First he started just with his presentation, his speech, but then he did some Q&A and she said she liked the Q&A.
Yes, I would agree. I mean, the speech was really good, but it's always nice where it's just Q&A because you can tell he's a little bit more off the cuff and kind of going off a whim. But I thought both were fantastic, to be honest.
Did you feel the energy? Because that's always my thing with people who have made it to the top of their game. They just have this energy, this charisma. Did you feel
that? I mean, the thing that stuck out to me is he commented about, hey, I've had some tough times, losing games, having, not such great seasons. He goes, but the one thing I can tell you, and this was kind of his point about leadership, is that every time I left the field, win or lose, I always could look in the mirror and knew that I prepared. So he's like, there's nothing more I could have done.
That's a good message.
Yeah, so that I thought was really great. He had a great story about he was a freshman at Tennessee, highly touted coming out, but he was like 3rd string, never thought he was going to play. I think they were playing at the Rose Bowl or something, and all of a sudden a couple quarterbacks go down, and his dad is Archie Manning. Mm-hmm. I mean, superstar quarterback, right? So his dad would always tell him, hey, look, when you get in that huddle, you're going to be young, you're going to have these older guys around you, but you're the quarterback. You got to step in and take control. So he's thinking, oh man, here's my chance. But he's like, all right, Dad, I'm going to follow your, runs in the huddle. He's like, all right, guys, come on. Because they were down. He's like, we can drive down the field. We can score right here. And apparently some senior, and I'm going to do this in the G-rated version. It wasn't G-rated at the time. Some senior just grabs and goes, basically, shut up and just call the play and grabs him by the neck. And, just get in the huddle and call the play, kid. So just the way he did the timing was fantastic.
Oh, that's interesting. I wish I would have gone. Sounds like it was a good crowd, too. At least 2,000 people, I think.
Yeah, that's the other thing. I mean, it was packed. You had everybody sitting down there eating some food, and then the rafters were packed. I mean, it was just
It's a great venue for this, because I told you, I went to Rachel Hollis there, but I think, didn't Shaq, was he there as well, or was he at a different location?
That's a good question.
I feel like they've become so popular, they need that location. The Shack is great for speakers.
It's fantastic. Well, so what like your sister say about it? Anything else you enjoyed?
She said, no, I was going to say, she's like, I really like that soccer player. She's like, you play soccer, right? I'm like, football. Wait, no, she knows who he is, but she is not a super huge football fan. So a lot of her jokes were like that back and forth. But no, she said she really enjoyed it. It was great networking as well. Yeah. And so, yeah, she had fun. So
he's got a great new show, which I haven't seen it. You probably have because you're such a football fan, but it's called Peyton's Place on ESPN Plus. So he's celebrating the 100 years because it's the 100-year anniversary of the NFL. And just even that, he showed some clips, super funny. I mentioned yesterday about, Have you watched his SNL skit yet?
No, I haven't. I didn't.
So go watch this after our show, obviously, but he's on SNL a while back, and he was with United Way. And so they were going to do this spoof United Way where, like, Peyton Manning's teaching him how to, like, break into cars and, hotwire cars. And part of the skit is he was supposed to throw footballs at kids. And, like, he's going to, peg them, like, come on, let's go. And he's like, I can't do this. I mean, and he's sitting on set, and finally, I guess a parent walks out and goes, you know what? Throw it at my kid. Throw it right at him right now. And Peyton's like, all right, if you're going to make me. And just the way he tells the story. And if you watch the skit, you'll get it, because you'll be in stitches watching it.
Okay, well, if his new show is on ESPN Plus, I can watch it now because
you have it.
I have it now. ESPN Plus is what the Bison football game was on last Saturday. And then we talked about the NDSU men's basketball team. They went down and played K-State, and it was on ESPN Plus, so I had to do that. I had to rack my brain, be techie, and I'm not super techie, but I did watch the game last night. It was all basketball all the time for me yesterday. Both girls. My youngest had Fargo Basketball Academy, which Vinny is actually, sometimes he works at the Fargo Basketball Academy in his off season, so he's reffed some games. And then we had our basketball practice for my 6th grader, and then this. I didn't think the feed was super great for ESPN Plus. I can say that. They don't maybe have the same broadcast team we have here at Valley News Live. Anyway, there's Coach Richmond. Yeah. Remember, we talked about this. I was waiting to see, Gene Taylor or maybe Coach Kleinman in the stands. I didn't see them. I don't know. I could have missed it, but I don't think I did. I thought the Bison looked good. We were actually up by 1 point at halftime. So I think the Kansas State came out really strong right away. They were up when I was still trying to figure out how to get
the feed.
We have a Fire Stick, and I was like, I had the app, and I could watch it on my phone. And my 11-year-old's like, Mom, just let me do it. I'm like, no, I was determined to get the game. So I watched most of the game, but of course they did lose. I think they ended up losing by about 14. They didn't look as good
in the second half. It's kind of like the Duke game. I mean, Duke, they were hanging with Duke the first half.
That's what I was thinking, too, watching the game.
So if they can string 2 halves together, I mean, who knows what they can do?
Losing by 14 to Kansas State,
I agree. Could have been
not
worse.
bad. I think it's going to be a great season for them. And, of course, back to football. The Bison are home this weekend, so if you're a big Bison fan as well, they are going to be playing at the Fargo Dome at 2:30. That game is live on Valley News Live as the Bison take on the Leathernecks of Western Illinois. And, of course, don't forget to tune in to the Farmers Union Insurance Bison Football pregame show. That kicks everything off, and that's at 1:30 on Saturday.
And
the coach's show, Sunday morning at 10:30. Don't forget
Your
that.
favorite.
It is my favorite. You remember the sock guy from the other day? Everybody loved the sock guy because he left us all socks. What socks did you get?
I grabbed the Starry Night.
Starry Night. Yeah. I had It's Sloth. Well, his name is Joe Wright, and his company's name is Right Foot. He's partnering with Northern Cass School to bring one student's design to life on the next Right Foot sock. That's why we had him on, although we got distracted because we just loved all of the socks and all of the fun names. So he sent us an update. We have all of the entries, and you can go ahead and help vote. Here's the first one.
That's a sock. So this one is called It's Poppin'. It's Poppin' and Lockin'. So I like that. I think that's fantastic.
I do too. I think the names are I love the name more than even the design. So I like the design, but here's the next one.
This one is Romeo.
Romeo.
Romeo. Thank you. How do you say it?
You got it one time. Romeo. Romeo. Juliet. Juliet.
Wow, that was impressive. Cactus Pokey Pokey.
I like that one.
These are great. Feeling Fruity. Got the smiley face there. So yeah, feeling very Pandemonium. That's a good one. And then Yoo-hoo.
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 To vote, just go to Right Foot on Facebook and simply like the picture of the sock that you like. It's that easy. Voting is open until Friday at 6 p.m. The one with the most likes at that time will be the next Right Foot sock.
Which one did you like?
I liked It's Poppin' too.
Yeah, me too. For some reason that one just kind of popped, pun intended.
Okay, we have a great show planned for you today. Coming up next, we're gonna have a little fashion show in the studio. So stay with us. We'll be right back here on North Dakota Today.